Hey guys, it's Appleminte. Welcome back again to my channel, and Happy New Year, Happy 2020. This is the first video of the new year. I am finally getting back from holidays and vacations and back into the swing of things. So with that, I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video today. I wanted to do a different video for this week. However, I changed it up since I was busy with family and the holidays a lot this week, so that will be next week's video. For this week, I am doing a top 5 video. I chose 4 different categories, and I'm going to give you my top 5s in each of them. So I'm going to be talking about my favorite art supplies of 2019, my favorite art challenges, and more. So stick around if you want to hear my opinions on everything and have a look back at 2019. It was a good year for art. So starting off this video, I'm going to begin with my top 5 favorite art supplies that I used in videos in 2019. At the number 5 spot, I have the chunky moon / space glitter that I got from Arteza, and I used that in the video where I tried out metallic paints. These glitters are honestly awesome. You guys know, if you've seen my glitter challenge from a while back, I have a lot of glitter, but this is definitely my favorite given the shapes that were included in here, like the little stars and moons, and it looked really great once I put it on the artwork and really added the extra touch it needed. So that is why this is at my number 5 spot. Number 4 would have to be the liquid metallic marker that I received in a scrawler box this year. I got a lot of metallic art supplies in that box, but out of everything, this liquid chrome marker was honestly so awesome. You guys might remember that I got really excited about it at the time that I was using it, and it's been super awesome for adding accents to things, and I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that they included it in that box. At number 3 is my iPad and Procreate. Now, this is not a traditional art tool, but I did get the iPad in, I think, February of 2019. It was honestly the best decision I made in terms of my digital art. I love it so much. It's so portable. And out of all the tablets that I've tried out and used, which is a lot, this is definitely my favorite. I'm so happy to have it. And yes, I'm including it in an art supplies top 5 because it is an art supply. Digital art is valid, okay? At the number 2 spot is the Viviva color sheets. Now, technically, I used these in a video at the very end of December 2018. It was like the week before 2019 began, but I love them so much that I needed to talk about them, especially since they were also in a later scrawler box that came in 2019, so why not just talk about them? These were just my favorites because of the vibrancy, how portable they are, and they were very unexpected. I didn't expect them to be very good because they were definitely a weird art supply, being that they were flat down on a page in a little booklet. Yeah, I really liked these. They were an awesome find. And at the number 1 spot in my top 5 favorite art supplies list is the Ohuhu brush markers. You guys may or may not be surprised by this one, but these came out this year and basically sold out almost immediately. I had trouble getting my hands on these until not too long ago, like a month and a half ago. They were so close to Copic markers in terms of their quality, and the fact that they're so cheap, I really enjoyed using them. And so I would have to say that out of all the alternatives to Copics that I've tried, these are definitely one of my favorites, making them my number 1 favorite art supply from this year, especially because they're markers. I mean, you guys didn't think I wasn't going to put a marker at the top spot, did you? I primarily use markers, so it shouldn't be too much of a shock, but yeah, Ohuhu brush markers are number 1 for me. Up next, I'm going to talk about my favorite OCs that I drew in Drawing Your OC videos this year. I'm just going to preface this by saying that all of the OCs that I drew were great, but these are the top 5 that I had the most fun drawing, or I guess left the biggest impact with me. So with that said, at the number 5 slot, I have Sugar. This one, I remember it was really fun to draw because I just liked the simplicity of the character design, just the uniqueness of the character. I just really liked how she looked, and she was interesting, she was different, and I liked it. So Sugar is my number 5 favorite for this year. At my number 4 spot would have to be Coral, the clownfish mermaid. This was one of the OCs that I drew in my Mermay edition of Drawing Your OC. So I chose mermaid characters to draw, and this one was based off of a clownfish. Definitely very different and very interesting to draw. I loved the colors, and I had a lot of fun with the pose that I gave her. I remember in this video, I was trying to do more dynamic poses, just something different other than them just kind of standing there. So that's why she is my number 4. At the number 3 slot, I have Azalea, who was a Dungeons and Dragons character belonging to someone that I actually met on Instagram afterward. And she ended up buying the original artwork for me, so that's really cool. But this character, I also had a lot of fun drawing, which, I mean, I did for all of these in the list, so I'm gonna say that a lot. But she was really different. I liked her bright red skin, so that was really fun to draw and color, and just her outfit design was very unique and wasn't basic. It was just she had a lot of flowy fabric, and I remember having a really great time drawing this, especially because I enjoy drawing supernatural beings rather than just humans. I prefer to draw supernatural beings, and so that is why she is at my number 3 slot. At my number 2 for this year, I have the jellyfish mermaid that I also did in the mermaid edition of Drawing Your Seas. This one was really cool. She was based off a jellyfish, as the title implies, but I also tried a fun pose with this one, and I added a bunch of flowiness to her and little fish and things like that. I had a lot of fun coloring her, especially given that she almost had like a galaxy-like theme with the blues and pinks and purples, so she was just very aesthetically pleasing and fun to draw, and I got to add a lot of detail to it, so that is why she's at my number 2 slot. And at the number 1 spot, I honestly feel like this one is a bit of an underdog, but this is Primrose. I drew her when I did my fantasy typed ones that was themed earlier this year, and I haven't really talked about this one too much since then, and I kind of feel like I should, because I liked her facial expression that I gave her. And again, this character was different, as in she has green skin and she's kind of like fantasy-esque, but she was also very simple, given that she didn't have way too many details or colors going on. I had a lot of fun drawing her. I think that she came out really great, so that is why Primrose is at my number 1 spot. Next up, I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite art challenges that I participated in or tried out this year. I tried to stick with things for this that are legitimately challenges. At the number 5 spot, I have the Sharpie challenge, which was fairly recent. This one is at number 5 since I liked it, I had fun with it, and I always wanted to try the Sharpie challenge. A lot of people recommended it to me over like a year or two, and I just never got to it. And definitely was interesting to see what I could try out with the ever ominous permanent markers, because as I mentioned in that video, my mom always told me if you get it on yourself, it's never gonna come off. I mean, I think again that was just so I didn't draw on myself. It made it extra cool to make a full piece of artwork with it. Whether you think I'm a weenie or not, I don't really care, but Sharpie challenge was at number 5. Next up is the left-handed art challenge, which I did way earlier in 2019. And this one was fun because I felt like internally and I guess externally it was just a disaster. I am not ambidextrous in the slightest. I do not know how to do anything with my left hand. So drawing was a whole time in itself. And if you go back to that video, you'll be able to see exactly what went down there. But yeah, it came out way more wonky than my right hand drawing, but it was definitely a fun experience, and I'm glad I tried it out, and glad you guys got to laugh at my struggles. So left-handed drawing challenge is at number 4. At number 3, this is the only one on the list that, you know, maybe it's a challenge, maybe it's not, but I consider it a challenge, is Alexa telling me what to draw. This one was a lot of fun because I just took my Amazon Alexa and literally just asked her a ton of questions, random things that I thought maybe I could turn and spin into a drawing or include in a drawing, and it was definitely really weird. There were seahorses involved and some weird instrument that I had never heard of, but definitely came out being, you know, decent. I was able to turn it into something. It's pretty much what I expected from a challenge where Alexa just tells me what to do, but definitely needed to make its way onto this list. At the number 2 slot, I have the Pink Art Supplies Challenge. I've done a few different art supply challenges like this in the past with different colors, but I think that Pink is my favorite one just because I like pink a lot. I think it's aesthetically pleasing and I just like the color in general. And I was really happy with how the artwork came out for this one, especially given that it was a Valentine's Day piece. And using all of my pink art supplies also allowed me to use pink glitter, which made the drawing have a little bit more dimensionality to it, I guess, if you want to say that. But I am glad that I tried it out last year. So that is my number 2. And at my number 1 spot, it is both part 1 and part 2 of drawing and other art YouTubers' styles. This was a lot of fun because you guys know that I love trying out different styles and things like that. And I mean, this challenge had everything that I love. It's got some of my favorite YouTubers, and it is the opportunity to draw my characters in other styles, emulating other people's styles. A lot of fun to do that, and you know, I can't choose part 1 without choosing part 2. So that is why these 2 videos are at my number 1 spot. It was a lot of fun to do both of these, and you guys really enjoyed watching them as well, and you keep asking for more, so maybe we'll continue the series. But yeah, I had so much fun with this, and I hope to do more in the future with it. And for my final top 5 category, I'm going to be talking about my favorite videos that I created this year as a whole. So at my number 5 spot, I have the drawing YouTubers art styles video. Yes, I know I just put this at my number 1 spot for favorite challenges. I'm not going to repeat all that stuff for this because I already talked about that, but this is also one of my favorite drawing videos / series from this year. I had a lot of fun making it and trying the different styles, so obviously that is why it has to be on this list in some way. At my number 4 spot, I have my Ohuhu brush marker video. Now, it wasn't only because I got to try out the Ohuhu brush markers in this video, but it was also the artwork that I walked away with because I drew Kiana from League of Legends, who I really liked the design of, and I was really happy with how the artwork came out in both the Ohuhu and Copic versions, and also just genuinely getting excited about telling you guys about a product that I tried out that I genuinely enjoyed and wanted you guys to try out too. So that is why this is at my number 4. At the number 3 spot is my Drawing Countries as Cuties series that I did, and that is mostly in part because I had chosen to draw Italy for the very first one, and you guys may or may not know that I am fully Italian, so drawing this character was special to me, and so I had more of a connection to it, and I also really liked the result of how it came out. I had quite a few people send me fan art of my little Italy girl character on Instagram as well, so it was really cool to see that you guys liked it so much and you guys got so hyped over the series. So I definitely want to keep continuing this series in 2020 as well, just because of how fun it is and how much you guys like it. At the number 2 slot, I feel like this is another underdog. This is my Cherry Blossom Girl drawing that I did when I was testing out brand new paints that I received from Jerry's Artorama. This video, I feel like I kind of forgot about it for a little while, but I definitely didn't forget about the artwork. The original artwork that I did, I still have here, and every time I look at it, I get really happy. I remember really enjoying painting this one, and I guess just the colors that were involved and the way I drew the face. I am not trying to toot my own horn here, I'm just saying I had a lot of fun drawing this picture. I was really inspired when I did it, and so that is why I had to put this at my number 2. It wasn't necessarily a video that was really crazy or anything. The artwork that I walked away with from that video, I was really proud of it and I really liked it, so that's why I had to put it at my number 2 spot. And at my number 1 favorite video of this year, it would have to be my Metamorphe from Elsword. In this video, I was trying not to use any black multi-liners or outlines, and I was using all colored multi-liners and Copic markers, but the reason this video is my favorite is because I walked away with some artwork that I love so much. I was so happy with how it came out, and I think the process of creating it, especially because this was a character from a game I had played for like 7 years, and to be able to draw it for a video was a lot of fun, and to share it with you guys, that's all I could say about that. I just really enjoyed the artwork, and it's not always about the end result, but about the process as well. But both parts for me in this video were fun. I definitely had to invest a lot of time in this drawing because there were so many details. So yeah, that is my number 1 favorite video from this year. guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different from my channel, but let me know what you thought in the comments below. I thought it would be fun to talk about 2019 and look back at the things on my channel and art in general. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with some of my top 5 picks or if you disagree. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And as always, all of my links are in the description box below. The link for my online shop, my Patreon pin club, and my Instagram, all that and more is in my description box below the video. Anyway, we are back to my regularly scheduled videos, Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time as always next week. So I will see you there, and I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. Bye bye!